Okay, so let's just thought I'd have another chat. I'm having a nice cold Carling. So, ooh, cheers, lovely that, very welcome. So yeah, I just thought further to my video I posted the other day, UK law, filming a person on private land from a public place. I find it very interesting, you know, the laws of photography and stuff like that, and I've had a bit of feedback, and it, you know, you got to think, this person, okay, let's start from filming in public. I mean, a lot of people know, if you're, you know, a photographer or a YouTuber, it does pay to study the law a bit. You don't have to be a lawyer or a solicitor, just learn the basics. And the basics is, if you're in a public place, basically what you see you can film, and that includes public and private land and private buildings, because if you're in public you cannot expect privacy. You cannot reasonably expect privacy. But what I find interesting is, what if you're in, okay, let's go, if you're on private property, if you're filming, say you're an urban explorer for instance, and you're on private land, trespassing, shall we say, which is not criminal. It's, you know, I won't go down that route, but it's not a criminal offence, it's a civil offence. And the owner or a representative of the owner, say a security guard or something like that, approaches you and tells you to stop filming, you have to stop filming. If you're in a supermarket, car park, or in the store, or a shopping mall, something like that, okay, it's private property, it's privately owned, but it's allowed, the public are allowed access. So if you're in supermarket, car park even, or in the supermarket itself, or like I say in a shopping mall, something like that, and you're filming, generally 9 times out of 10 you'll probably be approached by security or some sort of management, and they will tell you to stop filming, and you have to stop filming. A lot will argue, say, well, no, it's you know, it's a public place, but it's not. So the rules are slightly different between a public place, as in, you know, a public highway, or a high street, or a public footpath. Okay, it is, you know, a public place, but it's private property, it's privately owned, but public are allowed access, but they have their rules. Okay, it's not so much the law, but they have their rules and what have you. But generally, if they approach you and they say stop filming, no filming, it's a good idea to stop filming, shall we say. And so the situation, if you're in a public place, like I've said before, you cannot have a reasonable expectation of privacy. So you can basically film whatever you want. But what about filming from a public place to a private land? You're filming a person. If that person, shall we say, is a security guard, shall we say, for instance, wandering around the grounds, it's fenced off, it's private property, private land, and you're on the outskirts, you're in a public area, and what you can see, if that person is on private property, okay, but if he can be easily seen from a public area, even though they're on private property, they cannot expect privacy. They cannot reasonably expect privacy. So if you film them, you are perfectly entitled to film them from a public area, even though they are on private property or private land. They cannot reasonably expect privacy. You're perfectly legal to film them. If they were, say they were a security guard and then they went inside a building, porter cabin, an office or what have you, they then can expect privacy. And if you film them, or you try to film them from a public area, say through a window or something like that, then you are breaking the law, because they can expect, they can reasonably expect privacy. But if they're out in the grounds, just wandering around, if someone was walking past and they could just glance and they can be seen, albeit they're on private property, they still cannot reasonably expect privacy, and you can film them. There's nothing they can do. So I just thought I'd just have another bit of a chat about that, like I say, further, to my UK law, filming a person. A lot of people will know about filming buildings and stuff like that, but does it change for a person? But it does, as I say, if that person is just, and I had a comment, someone said if there was someone outside his house and he was in the garden, his front garden or back garden, wherever you, and he was mowing the lawn, then if you were up in your bedroom window or even outside in the road, you can't film him. But you can, because he's outside of his front door. He's not inside his house. He's outside his front door, but he's in his garden. He's still on his land, his private property. It's not public, it's private property. But because he can easily be seen from public, he cannot expect privacy, and he can be filmed. There's nothing he can do about it. As soon as he goes in, he stops mowing his lawn. As soon as he goes in through his front door, then he can expect privacy. And as I say, if he's in his front room and you filmed from public, you filmed through his window, zoomed in, then you are breaking the law. That's the difference. So yeah, I find it very interesting. From just a recent experience, or experience, an encounter that I had. I do a lot of documenting of a place called the North Wales Hospital. You may be a regular and you'll know what I'm talking about. If you're a new subscriber, it's an old abandoned hospital. It's an old abandoned asylum, and there's 24/7 security there. And the other day, security guard was by the gate was wide open, but the gate is set off from the main road. I was on the main road, so I thought I'll walk up, have a bit of a chat. So I walked towards him. How's it going? Fine, and whatever. And the first thing he said to me was, "There's no filming," because he's seen my camera, and I wasn't filming. I just was holding it down. "No filming." He says, "This is private property." And I says, "Fair enough, no, I'm not filming and whatever. But if I walked back to the public highway, I could turn round, switch my camera on, press record and film him. and there's nothing he could do about it. He was the other side of the gate, but because he could easily be seen from the public highway, from a public place, he cannot expect privacy. If he went off and went to, there's a lot of porter cabins and stuff, if he walked away, opened the door and went inside that porter cabin or office, then he can expect privacy. And as I've said before, if I zoomed right in through, tried to get through one of the windows and filmed him inside a porter cabin, then I would be breaking the law. That's the difference. So yeah, it's interesting, very interesting. So I just thought, like I say, I just thought I'd have a follow up to my video I posted the other day about UK law, filming a person or persons or people on private property from a public place.